DIY, the show we talk about the ideas, ethics, and morals behind doing it yourself. So each week, me, Andrew Lowrey, I sit down with a couple of guests, and we talk about why they choose to do it themselves and why it's better than everything else. So without further ado, let me welcome you all to...
DIY!
Jesus. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DIY, the weekly show where we talk about DIY ethics, morals, ideas, and relate them back to your real, actual life. So, each week on the show, I have a topic. This week's topic, building a band. So Oh, it's Jim, your air horn died. So what we're talking about today is building a band. And he's got problems. Whatever. But either way, so we're here talking about building a band, and what building a band means to me is it's a family you choose, it's a group of friends, and not only that, you have to balance being professional, being buddies, and being a family all at the same time. So, more than just the ideas behind who's the Paul and who's the John Lennon and who's the who's, we're going to talk about what it takes to form a real, actual band, a strong connection with your friends and everything like that. And that's what I love to talk about. So, we're here on DIY, a little bit of housekeeping. If you watched episode 1, thank you so much for being a part of this weird thing. I'm real sweaty, as you can tell. Draw attention to it. It's okay. I look beautiful. I glisten. I don't sweat, I glisten. Isn't that the term? But I didn't welcome you guys last week to our house band, Sonny Jim and the Shit Kickers, everybody. So I want to thank them again for being on here. So Sonny Jim and the single shit kicker over here, Mr. Sam Dubstep Dudley.
It's a cockadoodle.
Cockadoodle Dudley. Sorry. So I don't know if you check their outfits today, but what would you say is the inspiration behind these wardrobes?
We're trying to go for kind of like a live-action Muppet show.
Live-action Muppet show. I think that's... I feel like a Kermit a lot of the time. Running, I do a lot of that. So, Jim, I wanted to start a thing between us, right? Can we start a thing?
Does Amanda know?
Hey, my girlfriend, she's cool with it. She's cool, guys. But either way, what I'm asking you, do you have any advice you could give me, Jim? Do you have any wisdom? I always think you're such a wise guy. Sonny Jim's wisdom, everybody.
I think one thing you should always bear in mind is that there is no going gently into that good night for the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube band.
Mind blown. So either way, we're back here on the show, and I want to thank you guys all again for watching. Before I bring in my guests, I want to go to a quick cutaway. This is made by our audio op, Will. It's a claymation. Justin, we got that queued up. We good to go? We're good to go. So let's go to the cutaway. When we come back, I'll introduce you to my guests. Thanks for watching DIY.
I will fight you too. Getting ready to fight. This fish is awesome. What? No, kick block. No. Kick. No. And now there can only be one. Now you will feel my... I wonder, there can be only one!
All right, and we're back here on DIY. Thank you all again. So that was weird, wasn't it? That was Will, our audio op. Will Hall, he's the best. He's a beautiful human being. Find him online and like his pictures. That's cool. But either way, I got my guests here with me right now, so I want to welcome you all. Thank you, everybody, for coming in on this crazy Saturday. How's everybody doing collectively, all at once? 1, 2, 3. How you all doing?
Good.
Very well.
I've heard a bunch of different ones. So we're all doing equally good, so I'm glad to hear it. So we'll go around the circle and kind of intro everybody. So we'll start on my left here. So you two are actually a duo on tour. We contacted each other through email, and I'm like, I love touring bands. I love helping them out. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit what's going on with you?
I'm Liss Victory. I'm the songwriter and guitarist, for Victory at the Crossroads, and
I'm Travis, and I play the drums at Victory at the Crossroads.
So Liss and Travis, welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome. So Victory at the Crossroads. Tell us about the band. Tell us about the tour. What's going on?
Well, we do an annual East Coast summer tour because I have friends in Boston and New York City, and I want to see them and share the music with them. And then whatever satellite cities we can hit on the way, we hit those cities. And we formed up as a duo because we're a minimalist, utilitarian kind of.
I love it. I think that's the best thing. I think, like you just said, going on tour to see your friends. That's why I always went on tour. It wasn't just to get some more attention for my band. It was like, oh, I could see my friend in Connecticut. I could see my friend in Maine. I could see my friend over here. I love it. So that's great. Thank you both again for coming on. So to my right, we have Miss Alex. How you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Al, and I sing in Rictus, Grin and CAC, both Boston-based punk bands.
So you're actually, CAC is going to be on the show next week, so very pumped for that, very pumped for that. So you've been in a few bands before, and you've done a lot with music, big in the scene locally. So why don't you tell me, like, what do you think your, like, inspiration behind music is? What kind of gets you going?
Ooh. You know, I'd say Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah?
It's
There
a
you
really
go.
big one.
I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's, I do a lot of makeup and stuff, but also, you know, like Japanese punk bands.
Yeah.
Like, lots of annoying
I wanted
shit.
to say your makeup is on point today. You look
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah. So
I appreciate
thank you
it.
again for coming on the show. And lastly, if you don't know this guy and you're in Boston, I don't know if you haven't seen his afro around town, Mr. Dave Crespo, everybody. How you doing, Dave?
Excellent.
So what's going on with you? What's new with Dave?
I don't know. Oh, we just moved the radio station.
Yeah, so WMF before, if you're longtime listeners of the watchers of me, I used to do a radio show podcast at the station Dave runs called WMF Radio, and you guys just moved. So where are you moved to now?
We're in Brighton, the
Okay.
Brighton Sound Museum.
Oh, Brighton Sound Museum. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So still in the family, still going?
Yeah, still in the Sound Museum umbrella. But
Nice.
I don't know, super emotional.
Yeah, that building was great. That studio was beautiful. Sad to hear,
I
but
cried.
you did?
Like a lot.
So what are you doing musically now, Dave? What's going on with you?
I have my band still. It's called Spo.
Spo,
I
yeah?
play in a band called Lady Mob.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I'm just always trying to make
Do
music.
more stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring you on, you know. I think that you've how many bands would you say you've been in, Dave?
Like 30-something.
30-something. So you're definitely going to be good for us here on the show. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about. Why don't we get into the questions a little bit? I want to start off the conversation real on a good note. So what's the worst part about being in a band? So I think that, Dave, you'll have immediate answer on this. So I'm going to hit you up first. What do you think? What is a struggle about being in a band?
I think just having everybody agree on whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
The democracy of actually forming a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely true. I think I used to be in a band called Fourth Band, and we were a 10-piece band. And so trying to get 10 people, we wanted to play Halloween shows, cover shows all the time, but could we agree on a band? No, we can never agree on a band. Could we agree on a set list? No, we can never agree on anything. So I definitely agree to that. That's a very hard thing.
Yeah, whether it's like a solo project or like a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because everybody's taking time out of their lives to be there, so it has to be cool for everyone.
That's the biggest part. I mean, even with this show, you know, a lot of people are here taking time out of their lives, scrambling around, helping me do this weird thing I'm trying to do. And so big thing I always tried, everybody has a part in it. It's all of ours. We're all together on this.
That's why we're the party hat, man.
There you go.
You know?
Here to party.
Yeah.
So, Al, how about you? What do you think is a tough part about being in a band?
I'd say scheduling,
Yeah.
especially when it's, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Ah.
You guys are only two people.
The duo. So the
Still
duo
hard.
thing. Would
Yeah.
you say the duo thing? I mean, I'm jealous of any duo because it's like, you free? You free? All right, let's play a show.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think there's any sort of moments where being in a duo has sort of helped you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You think your quick turnaround on booking stuff like that? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
It's
You
also
could,
really easy to be like, hey, I'm free to practice like at this time tomorrow. And she's like, okay, I can make that.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, can we check in with 10 people?
oh Jesus.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a
That
lot.
was hellacious.
That's totally exactly what we said, though. Worst part, scheduling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because we have 4 people in my band, and still it's just like, oh, I'm this, I'm here, and oh, I'm there. And
and everybody's opposite lives, and as you get older, work becomes more of a thing, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's always worth it. You guys feel like it's always, no matter how much there's that craziness, it's still worth it to do the thing in the first place, right?
I mean,
Totally.
There's moments that it is not worth it, but like the overall worth itness, I think it's kind of like a ebb and flow.
Very true. You got to take the good. I think, like I said off the top, being in a band is like a family, just like your friend group. It's a family you choose. So in choosing that family, you got to take them the good and the bad. My uncle sucks sometimes, but he's my uncle, and I'm still gonna like him, But I think that's what it's like with a band.
I just think at moments you do things and you're like, that was not worth it. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not a bad thing for it to not be worth it, but like in the end, is it worth it to be a musician? Like,
yeah,
that's kind of like a lifestyle choice.
That is true. Being a musician and being an artist in general, I think is choosing to work outside of the norm and what is expected of you. I tell people I do a public access show, and they're like, why? And why not? What else do I got to do with my weekends? So transitioning from drone racing, DIY drone racing next week. I'm gonna actually ride on a drone. It'll be sweet. So let's switch over to like band dynamics. So I think a problem a lot of early starting out bands do, and just people in general, even if you're making a film or any collaborative project, you try to recreate something someone else did and try to learn from their experiences. And that's good to use as a basis, but you don't want to be a ripoff and just copy what someone else is doing. So it's like people go into forming a band like, I want to sound like Sublime, and it's like, don't, please. There's other bands you could sound like. But if you go in, no judgment. Sublime is a great band. We all go through that phase. Yeah, we all smoke pot in high school. But it's like, moving on from that, what are sort of some of the roles? It's like you can compare the Beatles, which I think a lot of people starting out, a lot of bands sit there and think about the Beatles and like, John did this and Ringo did that, and there was the dichotomy between them, and they split the work. And I think with bands, you can play those dynamics out, but at the end of the day, you got to take the good with the bad. Forming a band for me is combining everyone's influences, and that's our sound. Not, all right, you play more reggae, you play, I think that's what it is. Have any of you found that sort of a thing that, the dynamics in your bands, what has sort of been sort of the systems you've had? Like, what would you say your role, Al, is in your band? As, you're the lead singer, but, there's always a secondary job. You know what I mean? Like, do you book? Or you help with the gear?
Yeah, I book.
So,
I book like almost all the shows.
So you're the main organizer in the band, you'd say?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So
he also does a lot of organizing.
Yeah,
keeps everybody.
Taylor Goodman out there, shout out, he rolled. But yeah, either way, it's I get what you're saying, where you kind of got to share the load at the same time.
Yeah.
I've always been the guy who's like, all right, let's all get together, guys, and do this cool idea, and always super excited. And so I'm always trying to just scoop everyone up. I was talking about that last week. It's all about scooping everyone up together and having fun. What would you say your role is in bands, Dave? Organizer as well?
Yeah, a leader. Everybody has to be making other people feel good.
Yeah.
Like, keeping the morale up.
So as like the leader, what would you say is one of your tips as far as keeping that leadership, from toppling down I feel
like the dude from the Foxcatcher right now. Like, have you ever seen that movie?
No, the Foxcatcher?
I sometimes I'm not a good leader. I don't know. I think it's just about being a real person and trying to
being honest,
maintain relationships with people. Sometimes it doesn't work though.
No.
It sucks, but I think the most important part of like keeping a band together is just at least having some kind of communication and relationship with people.
Like saying I take the leadership role as well and kind of sit in that place. But I think, being honest and open person, I'm a very blunt person. And if I feel like there's beef between me and someone, I'm going to squash that beef. And I'm going to be like, so what's your deal, dude? Not you, Travis. I'm sorry to look directly at your eyes and terrify you. But what's your deal, man? And why you got beef with me? But, that's the kind of things you lay it on the table. I come from a family where everybody just yelled at each other constantly. And that's, that's not what my family sounds like, but maybe they do.
I wish I could do that, man. I don't know. I just like.
You can't. Are you a passive guy, Dave?
I don't think passive is totally the word for it.
Yeah.
There's some times, but there's some battles that are not worth fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just like those things. They end up getting under your skin and building a case and like I don't know. I don't think everything can be said, because if everything
You're
is said,
right.
then
I
all
mean,
of a
some
sudden-
things are better left unsaid. I mean, if someone's, if someone's late every week, you can eventually talk to them about that and find the way to talk to them. But if
Yeah.
it's a fundamental part of their personality, you're kind of stuck.
That's who they
at
are.
yeah.
I mean, and
But
you-
that comes to the thing I just said, where it's like family. You got to accept them for the good and the bad.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Is this person important enough to stay in your band, or do you want to just move on? And
Well, then
you
you're
know.
talking about like kicking people out of your band.
That's tough.
I mean, that's.
I've
like,
done that.
It's,
I've been the guy to say it.
Yeah.
Break the news. It's tough.
It's.
There's probably someone watching with a grudge, cleaning a rifle right now, but.
I mean,
I'm not in
Angry
any
face
band.
on Facebook, just
Yeah.
hitting it over and over again.
But yeah, for you two, what would you say your dynamic is? I mean, this is great. I have a full band on the show, so what would you say the split is between the two of you?
I feel like equality is one of our top priorities in general. So our stage dynamic is, and I'm the one who usually complains the most about this. I'm like, I need Travis to be like next to me, not behind me. I don't want to be in front of him. Like if I play in front of him, it's very off-putting. So I want us to be next to each other, and I want to be able to look at him, or at least see him in my peripheral, because that helps me keep rhythm.
Yeah.
Although I noticed that if I stare directly at him or really pay attention, that throws me off rhythm.
Oh.
So it's like I have to feel it.
So you guys you look face to face when you're on stage. You kind of stand face to face.
We're kind of like sidewaysy,
Oh, cool.
like that. So I'm like looking off this way, and he's looking off
Got
that
the
way.
split.
And then we talk to each other. We have banter.
Well, that's hard
and-
with a duo. I mean, I think a big thing about being a duo in small groups is how do you create that big stage presence, at the same time? And I think getting that mix and having a cool setup, that's awesome. But as far as maybe the secondary band dynamics, like, Liss, me and you contacted to get on the show, but would you say you're more the booker, main organizer of the show, or the band?
Yeah, well, he has a real job.
What do you do, Trav? What's your real job?
I'm a professional counselor in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you do real stuff to help people.
I try.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As opposed to our not real stuff to help people.
Yeah, I work in corporate news media, so this is my street cred. It's a balance, whatever.
Oh, it's rad. I'm a journalist, technically. I have a piece of paper from a university. It
Yeah.
cost me tens of thousands of dollars.
Same. Well, I got a couple more. Add some more zeros, but we'll talk. We'll talk after and cry about debt. If this was just a show, I'm trying to make this into a millennial advice show, but I feel like at the end of the day, we'd end up just talking about student debt and all crying at the same time. And how the future's
We could
just
hug,
so
too,
bleak. We could all
comfort each
hug,
other.
but then it's like, oh, you snowflakes with your safe spaces. Like, screw you. Come on.
Oh.
It's not being snowflakes. It's I don't live in a bubble. This is my new phrase, right? I'm quotes. Give me main camera. Justin, give me cam 2. Right in the camera. All right, here's my new thing. I don't live in a bubble. I live in a snow globe of the world I'd like to live in. That's what I say, everybody. So
That's
that's
beautiful.
thanks. That half-ass claps I appreciate. Thank you guys. But yeah, so I think we're gonna go to another cutaway in a minute. But before we go to the cutaway, I want to ask you all one more question. What would you say is maybe the best part of being in the band? So listen, Trav, right here. What's the best part about being in a band for you two?
Travis makes me sound better, way better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing like a drummer. Honestly, I play solo, and Will, our sound guy, he's usually my go-to drummer, and
Backbone of the band.
It's a
That's
receptive,
awesome.
supportive position.
so the love,
Nice.
I feel a lot of love between you two.
Mucho.
Well, we're driving around in a Honda Civic.
That's
so,
true.
like,
Well, that's also the
We
dream
get pretty
of a
close.
duo. You could tour
Right.
anywhere in a little tiny car.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
You could do a mini coupe
She's
and just
like-
borrow drums.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah.
There you go.
Backline.
Smart car?
Yeah.
I think I want to tour in a smart
Car
car.
to go.
Car to go. Yeah. Just tape everything on top.
I'm just like a bike with 2 seats.
Oh, there you go. Motorcycle with a
amazing.
sidecar.
That's true.
That's
Oh
how
my
you should go on
gosh.
tour.
Yeah. And this might be reflective of our relationship is that I'm in the sidecar being like,
Yeah.
yes, faster, Liz, faster, it's gonna be great.
Just pointing forward. Yeah, that's awesome. So Al, how about you? What would you say the best thing about being in a band is for you?
So I like building lasting friendships with people.
Yeah.
From all over. I have a lot of friends in Connecticut from playing over there that I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yeah. So friendships, getting to know people, I think that's
Yeah.
great. I think
Traveling is cool too.
traveling, being in, opening your perspective. I think that's what DIY did for me in general. Was as soon as I went to my first house show, I was like, oh, I don't need to go to a venue. I don't need to pay
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
I don't need to do this the way someone told me to. You could work outside the norm. So I think that's great. That's awesome. Dave, how about you? What would you say best part about being a band?
It's just making music.
Making music,
It's like
the
breathing.
pure art of it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are just born creative. I think, you come out and it's left brain, right brain, whatever you want to personify it as. I think that each and every one of us, I think everybody's creative. I mean, that's the message I'm trying to sell on this show, is that everybody has something they're creative in, whether it's as simple as like scrapbooking or even like you're really good with math. Like that's an art on its own, and we can debate that as well. But
I just try to answer the question why all the time. Like, why do I feel this way? Why am I doing this? And like all of the crap that you do to be in a band is ultimately about playing music.
Yeah.
Like I do
the
so
introspectiveness
much
of it.
That to like just play music.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think the introspective behind it, I think that's, for me, what music does. And I think all of you out there, if you're chatting along with us, if your art out there, that's what it is for me, is my art allows me to express my feelings and allows me to move past something. You have this locked-in feeling, this locked-in emotion, you write a song about it, and you can reflect on it. You're a counselor, Travis. Mm-hmm. I mean, have you ever sort of done that sort of like comparison? Like, how much is music helpful? You know what I mean? Do you?
And I think it's super helpful. There's something I think vitally important or kind of central to our lived experience, that we create something and we've left something in the world. Like even if it's just playing today and like we're out on the street busking or something, it's like I made the world different. I made the world better, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's not that like people are like, oh, walking away with their music, and like singing the song, but it's that music was in their life, and music was in my life, and music was in the world, and it existed. And I think that there's something really hopeful and I don't know, I guess vital about
That's
that.
awesome. No, I completely on the same page, exactly how I feel. I mean, that's what the show is for me. If one person sees it and is like, oh, that's a piece of advice I can take home with me, or even my song, it's like, I have had, I played in a bunch of bands, wrote a bunch of songs, and you don't know how much people actually listen to them or pay attention to what you're doing. And pay attention to what you're doing. So for me, it's about that one person. Like I had a person send me a message, say, hey, this winter I went through a really hard time in my life. Wow. Your album. And first off, Miracula, Life's Perils of Basement Culture, look up that album. I don't know if it's as inspirational, if it will help you through an emotional time, but it's fun. I write songs about X-Men and stuff like that, but whatever. So that's what it's all about for me here on DIY. So we're going to go to a quick cutaway. When we come back, we're going to be doing, what are we going to be doing, Josh? What are we doing? You got the rundown. Don't look at me like that. Shake your head. Josh.
We're going in-house.
We're going in-house. So when we come back, we're going to have some phone-ins. We're going to have some funny, fun call-ins, and we're going to keep talking with you guys here. Thank you all. Cutaways from Sounded Out Sessions. I forgot. It's people like you. I think that's who it is. So take it away, Justin.
I was the captain of my fencing team. I did 8 years of fencing when I was supposed to get into college for fencing, and I didn't want to. So I got into school for drumming.
You're watching Sounded Out.
Why didn't you join me?
Sounded Out. You're watching. Here we are.
We're people like you, and this is a Sounded Out session.
everybody, we're back here on DIY. Again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Andrew Lowrey, and we got my beautiful guest here. But we do something weird on this show where we take in some call-ins. So, I don't know, Justin, we got anyone on the line right now? Justin? Wait.
You hearing us?
I can't, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I can't hear you. You're not coming through the speaker, but...
How about now?
Oh, Jesus, there he is. Oh, hey, Will, what's going on? So guys, wait. Justin, do we have any call-ins coming in?
Man, the phones are lit.
Lit?
We got a couple. I'm screening a few right now. We got one from, oh boy.
Who is it?
Biggest fan of the show.
Who is it?
Mr. Rick Rickles.
Rick Rickles. Do we got it? Wait. We got a song, right? Hey, Rick, what's going on, buddy? You liking the show so far?
Rick, you're on DIY. Hey guys!
Hey, Rickles, what's going on, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm good. I saw you at the supermarket last week. What were you buying at the grocery store?
I was buying some cleaning materials.
What are you cleaning?
I had some friends over. It didn't work out so good though. So
You have friends, Rickles.
I had to get some cleaning materials.
Okay, some cleaning materials.
I need you to do me a favor. I need you to not tell the cops about that. Though.
I won't. So, Rickles, you called into the show. What's your question? You got any questions for the guests here? Anything you want to ask them?
I was wondering. What
are you wondering?
I need some bus money.
Okay, you can't call in asking for money anymore.
No, you don't understand. I tried to clean, but it didn't work.
Okay.
So now I have to take a bus to California.
Okay.
And I just need about $6. $6 from
I'll Venmo you later, okay, Rickles?
What's a Venmo?
Nah, you'll figure it. Any other questions, Rickles? You got anything else for us?
You got any crack?
Okay, all right. Justin, get Rickles out of here.
Rickles, we don't do that on this show.
Yeah. All right.
So we gotta stop letting that guy call in.
Yeah, he'll call in next week probably.
That's your biggest fan.
That's our biggest fan, Dave.
That's your biggest fan.
Well, we're trying, okay? You know, you want to hate.
Episode 2.
You want to come judge. We got Rickles in here, old man Rick. Anybody else calling in, Justin? Anybody else?
All right, we got this one guy. What's his name? Jeffy. Oh, dude. He's an indie guy. Looking at his screener, he's on. He's trying to start up his own band. He's got his own song, but he just wants to ask for some advice.
All right.
Let's get this. All right, Jeffy from North New Jersey. You're on DIY.
Hey, Jeffy.
Hey guys.
Rick, you sound like Rickles, but whispering. Are you his sister? Are you related?
No.
All right. So what do you got a question for, Jeffy?
I wrote my one song.
Okay.
And it's right from the heart. And it's about the trees.
Trees.
And it's about the bees.
Trees and bees.
And it's about
I like the rhyme.
drinking some vodka. But you guys are millionaires. I need to know, how do I sell my song so that I can get some more money?
How do you sell a song? All right. Anybody know how to sell a song? Exactly. We don't make money off this, Jeffy. I appreciate you calling in.
I want to whore myself out to the corporate.
All right. Well,
all of our dreams.
It is all of our dreams. Don't lie. Everybody on this stage would sell it a minute if someone offered us a bunch of money. Would we? Would you guys? Let's ask that question.
No, I thought about it.
What if it was like under your terms?
It would really depend. Like if it were like a Family Guy wanted a song or something, but if it was like a commercial for razor blades, no. Like it would.
Well, what do you have against razor blades?
You're not gonna write the next Venus?
Yeah, no, it's the Venus song. That's a good
that.
song, but because it's played a million times, now
true.
it's associated
I only
with
think
razor
of
blades.
razors. Yeah, feminine razors.
And it could be like a cool like punk rock razor blade, but it's not.
No.
So I don't ever want that to happen to me. But you know, Seth MacFarlane, we are around Boston, man. Like hit us up. We're game. It's cool.
Victory at the Crossroads, a Family Guy.
Is Family Guy still going?
I don't know.
American Dad,
Sure.
whatever.
There you go.
Like your next movie, you know,
Yeah.
we're good.
There you go. I love
hit
it.
us up.
So what would you guys say is maybe some of what it really takes to be in a band? You know, like what does it actually take? Like, you know, does it take someone with? Do you need to be calm? Do you need to be understanding? What would you say, or maybe some random verbs and adjectives you can throw out about being in a band?
Versatility.
Versatility. I like that. I think that's great. I mean, I try to be Dave, how would you say you're versatile? Like, how many instruments can you play, buddy?
Well, not so much instruments. I play guitar and bass, but I don't know. You just always have to learn how to do stuff. You show up to a gig, they don't have a PA system. Now you're the sound guy.
That's true.
You know, you're like, oh, I want to make a new record because people aren't listening to us anymore. Now you're an engineer. You're so just.
It all just comes out of the norm. You just build it yourself, you know? That's definitely true. I mean, I've learned, I never did audio. I went to school for film to learn how to make video happen. But I ended up running house shows, and I didn't have a sound person. I didn't know what I was doing. Then people were like, can you record my band? And I was like, I guess. Like, let's do it. Whatever.
Got the gear,
I got the camera. I got the gear. Let's try it. Let's work it out. So yeah, definitely.
So you gave them, you essentially lied to them.
Oh, I definitely. You know,
like,
I think that's. I mean, that's a big part about being a leader. Let's talk, like, right here. So, this guy, let's talk about this guy right here. This is Professor Xavier. Can we get a close shot? Camera 3 right here. Camera 3, zoom in. Camera 3, there we go. So, this is Professor Xavier. He's an X-Man. He's the leader of the X-Men, if you don't know. He's dead in the comics, which makes me really sad.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, whatever. You haven't read Avengers vs. X-Men by now? Get at it, or, you know, come on.
I don't read Marvel.
Well,
sorry.
We'll talk later. But either way, so Professor Xavier is my hero. But the thing behind it, it's all about, like, you know, you don't have to lie to people, but you have to, like, keep people on board. You know, you have to be the biggest cheerleader and kind of blindly just optimistic about the project you're doing. I mean, I planned the show for over a year, and a lot of the people I worked with aren't the people who are here now. And so a lot of it was me just saying, this is still going to happen, guys. It's still going. I'm still working. I promise you it's still happening. And you got to blindly believe in it. And I think that's a big part of being in a band for me.
Do you need to be disillusioned?
Not disillusioned, but I think with being in a band, like confidence, I always say this is 50% complete self-realization and 50% blind confidence. You need to be completely aware of the kind of person you are.
I just don't think delusional is a bad thing in that case.
No, I think that being creative and an artist and selling yourself, like if you're trying to get more, if you want to work in your basement and write your fiction and write 1 million pages fantasy novel and just want it for you in that world, that's cool. But if you're trying to put it out there, you got to have that confidence. So I think you're right. I think delusion's a bad word, because delusion is kind of saying that you're blind to any sort of outside perspective, you know, and you're kind of arrogant in a way.
Or it's not real.
It's not real.
It is real, especially like to the extent that you can manifest and actualize it. So if you're seeing it, like I totally imagine myself at Madison Square Garden. It doesn't mean I'm going to be disappointed if I don't get there, but that means I'm going to aim there. And he has a great quote about that, and I put it in one of our songs. Do you remember it?
What's the quote?
aim for the stars and hit the ceiling.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah,
solid line.
Yeah.
Solid line. Yeah, you're definitely right. I think that's a lot about, you know, with this show, I'm just trying to, you know, give advice, have some fun with my friends and do something creative. And if more people watch, that's even better for me. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm doing it to do it, and I think that's the heart of being in a band, man. I think that's really what it is.
But I guess when I say disillusion, it's kind of like an outside perspective, because you know, you said real job when you were talking about a man's. I know that, but that's a real thing. People think that this is not real, that this is not something that you can do to sustain your life. So I don't. Maybe it's not disillusioned in your own right, but like to other people, I do think you got to be disillusioned.
Yeah. Well, I think that somewhere along the line, I think all art, we basically discredit it and valued it at a lower stake. I think, unfortunately, DIY in general has contributed to that, where it's like, Bandcamp, you're going to ask me to pay $3 on an album? I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? I'll put in 000 and get your album for free, or go to something that steals.
Why do you say that though?
Well, I just think, like you're saying, with the like not a real job sort of thing, and I think that in being a musician, artist, whatever, you know, creative field you're in, if you're doing it on your own and building it yourself, you know, your family or your aunt will be like, "What's that thing you still doing there? You know, are you making any money?"
I don't
off
really
of it?
necessarily care about my old aunt. But
but just other people. I'm just using that example. I think in general,
people that are coming to shows, and if they think you're not doing something that is a real thing, I don't think they're going to come.
That's true. No, you're definitely right about that. I definitely agree. And I think it takes a strong person to persevere through a lot of this. You got to be willing with any project. I think that's a big thing that, you know, I can give as a piece of advice with what we're talking about is you're gonna fail. You know how many projects this is the third time I've tried to do this setup. I did it once in an apartment, I did it a second time in someone else's apartment, and they never worked. And then I was like, let's go in public access, and then it worked. And so even the radio show for me, that was me. I learned so much through that radio show, and I love doing my, it was great. And so I think it's being able to deal with failure and being able to be your biggest fan. I think being a leader in a band, like, wouldn't you say you've been the biggest cheerleader in your own? I mean, your band is named after you, Dave.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it wasn't for like Will Deeks, probably not actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not like a like I promote everybody else. I have problems with like telling people about myself.
I get you.
But I am like the biggest like motivator towards the project. Trying to keep people galvanized.
No, totally, I agree. And I think, but like you're saying, the other person, this dude Will.
Yeah.
Having someone else, like I'm sure with you two, you can geek out on the same idea. Like for you, Al, like with Taylor, I'm sure you guys have the same, inspirations and things you like, and so being able to sort of geek off each other in a band, is that something you think is, being a leader is great and being an island is cool, but sometimes you need someone to visit the island and give you some goods, import some oranges or something,
Some
right?
volleyballs.
Some volleyballs.
Yeah.
You need a Wilson. That's what I'm saying. There you go. Perfect metaphor. So you say Taylor's like your Wilson? Are you guys sort of like on a shipwreck together, kind of bouncing ideas off each other?
Yeah. I think he does most of the like writing and stuff. We all like collaborate on lyrics because like it's like actually kind of hard to come up with as many songs as we've come up with like our subject matter is just really
I love it anyway.
Silly.
Yeah.
So it's just like how many ways can we say the same thing?
We actually have your music video from Rictus, Grin. I figured we could play it if that's cool.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, we'll just I have one last question for you all. When we come back from the Rictus Grin video, we're gonna do a game. We'll see what it is, guys. We're gonna have fun games. So last question I always like to ask my guests. Thank you guys again for coming on. I had so much fun with you. What's like a last piece of advice you would give someone starting out being creative? We can start with you, Travis, because I'm looking right at you, buddy. So Travis, what's a piece of advice you'd give someone else, maybe in a similar position to where you were first starting out?
Right, it's like playing music would be practice, and if practice is boring, you're doing it wrong. So you need to change what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I thought I didn't have time to practice, but then it turns out that I was just distracted and bored.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing it right.
That's crazy.
It's lots of fun to play.
Yeah. I love practicing.
I love it. It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But I hate playing the same song more than 4 times. That's when I get enough. That's great. Thank you again, Travis. Liss, how about you? What would you say is a piece of advice you'd give someone where you were starting out?
Is there a camera that I can look into
See the red? Camera 3.
Really seriously? Okay. So, like, anybody can play an instrument. This is what I wish had been told to me, because I was writing songs.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize they were songs because I didn't know how to write songs. But if you just do it over and over and over and over and over again, eventually you're gonna get better. I don't know if any of you have seen that YouTube video of the guy who has no arms that still manages to play guitar on the street with his feet.
Yes.
Anybody
Seen
can
that.
play an instrument. You just gotta put in the time.
We'll share a link later to that video. For sure.
If you can find it, because I've definitely
I
seen
bet you
that
if I
guy.
just typed in guy plays guitar with his feet, it'll probably be there. That's amazing though. You're totally right. I think that was a big thing for me along the way, was realizing that anybody can do this, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be just music. If you want to make a movie, if you want to you know, be a traditional visual artist, even if you want to do something weird and or not weird, but like start a clothing line, you can even do that as well. You know,
I
it's
got
all
a buddy who has a clothing. I think I have a few friends who have clothing lines, jewelry lines. You know, you put forth the effort. If you don't have somebody else funding it, just start making it happen and build the interest, and then eventually
do it yourself, guys. Great, I love it. So, Al, how about you? What's a piece of advice you'd like to have heard maybe starting out?
I say like don't be afraid, because like I was for so long, and like stopped me from being in bands.
Yeah.
Or like taking them seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd have practices and like never play shows because I was too scared to do it.
Yeah.
So I say like stop thinking about what other people are gonna think about you.
No, that's great.
And like I don't know, like just do it.
Just do you.
Yeah.
Screw the haters.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's definitely true. Well, like you're saying, you got to keep doing it. Like you're saying, you got to deal with you know, like I said with the failures, I think that's what it's all about is falling down, getting back on the horse, and that's what being creative is struggling, failing, and then finding success.
That's a daily process.
Exactly.
Like what I was gonna say is create whenever.
Create whenever.
Always. Yeah. Like basically, if you're like not creating music, like do something else. Just keep yourself moving towards producing something.
Yeah, you want to keep, you know, I mean, in a small world, it's keeping the hype on you going and keeping attention to what you're working on the larger scale. It's you trying and learning and
I just see it so many people, and like when I was young, I wrote like 8 songs, and I for some reason I thought those were the best 8 songs I could write because I wasn't writing other songs.
Yep.
So, you know, just keep writing and make stuff.
That's great. I think that's great advice. So anybody want to promote? I mean, for any of our live people watching, Victory at the Crossroads, where are you guys playing tonight?
We're playing at Shed Cellar in Alston. That light's on now. So
Sheds, yeah. You can figure it out. You come TV regular. So you said, what was it again? Shed Cellar?
Shed Cellar in Alston, and it is a house show. So if you go to Victory at the Crossroads or Liss Victory on Facebook, it's like message for address, like shoot us a message. And
or just hit up DIY. Hit up DIY. We'll give you an address too. We'll send them along.
We got you.
Al, what do you guys got? You got CAC's coming on next week, so get psyched for that.
Yeah. Rictus has a 7-inch coming out.
7-inch coming out.
That we didn't pay for.
You didn't pay for it?
Yeah, somebody made it for us.
What's the name of the album? You got one yet?
It's just called Rictus Grin. We decided to like
keep it
self-titled it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's like a compilation of all like the best songs that we think we have.
Sick.
But yeah.
Rictus Grin is one of my favorite fun bands locally in Boston. Band I can go hard to. Like I don't know. I don't get to dance anymore. I don't feel like the dance vibes of band. Whatever. That's another episode. Preach.
Yes. Thank you.
You're
Dave,
just choosing not to dance.
I am choosing not to dance, Dave. Dave calling out the scene here. So we got the Underbelly, right? Crespo. Yep. You can check out WMF Radio. Dave does a show called the Underbelly. You're still on WAAF as well?
Yep, Sundays,
awesome.
11 p.m.
So what else you got to promote? Spo, anything?
Yeah, Spo has a show coming up on the 27th of July, Middle East Downstairs.
Cool.
And I don't know, listen to the radio show.
Listen to WMFradio.com.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll probably be back on soon enough, you know, once we go off. I can't not do things, you know. But either way, I want to thank you all for coming on. It's been so great to have you.
Man.
Yeah, thank you. At this part of the show, I usually like to talk about what I learned today. And I think we all kind of said it together where, you know, what it takes to be in a band, what it takes to be in a team and a collaborative effort is to just deal with the punches, just roll with everything, to work hard, to stick it out, to know that you know what you're doing and have confidence in yourself. But at the same time, you want to be able to like work with others and compromise and be humble but confident and the biggest cheerleader. And either way, being in a band and working with your friends is the best thing you can do in this world. That's what I love to do. That's why I do this show. So if any of you want to be my real life friend and come through the camera and be on the show, you can tell me. And that's awesome. We did have one last thing I kind of slipped on, is we have our game for the day. We'll get through that real quick. We had some submissions, audience members, of shitty band names. So we got our worst band names off Facebook. I'm going to read those off right now. We'll hand them around and we'll each read one. Audience members, I want a yay or nay if it's bad. So yay for bad, nay for good band name. Got it? It's anti. We're
celebrating the bad names.
We're celebrating the bad names today. So I'll do the first one. This is a good friend of mine from Connecticut, Dave. This was our joke band name back in the day, Hepatitis A-. What do you think of that? What do we got a yay on that one? All right, we can go down this. We got Jeremy Mandel gave me about 300. I don't know who this guy is, but he gave me about 300 of them.
I saw him commenting.
Just going hard.
And I was like, oh my goodness. They just in separate comments.
Yeah, so Al, what do we got? What's the first one we got off Jeremy?
All right, we got Amish baseball fiction, one word.
Amish baseball fiction.
Sock.
Amish baseball fiction sock. I like that one. What do we think, audience?
Yay.
Yay, yay. We got a meh from Trev. I think it's pretty meh. How about you? You can pick one off the list if you find one good.
Oh man, Two-Way Petting Zoo.
Two-Way Petting Zoo. That's a good band name.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I mean, there's a band called Car Seat Headrest now, so I think we're kind of out the door about that.
Oh, good.
What do you got,
golly.
Travis? What do we got? What do we got, Trav?
Oh, this is some really rough stuff.
Gets graphic.
Anteater Glory Hole?
Anteater Glory Hole. That's his Oh, Jim and Sam like it. What do you got, Liss? What do you got one?
Oh, Stone Dildos.
Stone Dildos.
Stone Dildos.
That's like a stoner metal band, for sure. We got to think of the genres for these bands. That's
like a glam stone metal band.
I like the honky tonk badonka donks. That's a good one for me.
That's like too good to be a shitty
That
band
is
name.
too good. What kind of band would that be, though? What kind of genre?
Sounds funky.
Funktree, like country.
Honky tonk funk.
Honky tonk funk. So
Yeah.
like banjos and synth slaps and
And like heavy bass lines.
heavy bass lines. All right, all
Heavy
right.
bass lines.
Here, we'll
It's
do
like,
a couple
it's like
more
a
of these.
bluegrass cover of Prince.
Actually, anyone in the audience got one? Want to yell out? Anybody in the audience got one? I want to give you guys. We got anything on the YouTube stream? Nobody's looking at the YouTube stream. There's probably people talking. Whatever. Sorry, YouTube. Anybody in the audience got any band names we want to? No? All right, let's go off the list. Oh.
Mine, I was going for this one. Audio Video.
Video?
VDO. Veritas Defenestrate Overture.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Video. It's a lot.
Hey,
It's a lot.
heady. I like it, Oscar.
It's a thinker.
Yeah.
It's a thinker.
Yeah.
And this is
Yay
the
for the heady.
smart cap I'm taking off to you, sir. All right, Al, we got one?
Got a business casual goth.
I saw that.
Business casual
I'm
goth?
into that.
Goth metal, I feel like.
When's like it's like a health goth, but like the other one? I don't know. Anybody remember health goths from whatever? You know.
No.
You don't look at Vice articles?
Sometimes.
Dave, you
not
got-
everyone.
Not everyone. Ugh.
She's got the RS.
How about you, Crespo? We got the last one.
Okay, I think just Wheezing Jesus has to be said.
Wheezing Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think? So
But
that's
also NRA versus NPR is like
Oh, that wins. But that's good band
That's
name.
a really
not
good
bad-
name, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
amazing band name.
So, all you guys watching online, you're probably talking in the YouTube comments. If you have any sort of band names, leave them in there. We'll collect them up, and I'll post a big status with all of them and my favorites. You know, I already said my big outro for the day. I'm kind of like flipped around. I'm all turned around today. But I want to go to, I wanted to show Rictus's music video. I wanted to show Al in all of her glory. And when we come back, we have our featured live band again tonight. I want to thank Maggie for showing her art. Again, can we get a close-up on the art here? Maggie, where can we find your stuff? Do you have a Facebook page, anything like that?
I have an Instagram. It's hemorrhoidery like hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoidery. Check out Hemorrhoidery like hemorrhoids on Insta. You can find her art. It's beautiful. It's all handmade. Yeah, I love this stuff. If you wanna, you wanna contact us about acquiring some, maybe that is a thing we can do as well. We can't necessarily sell anything, but if you happen to decide to do that, we can do that. I want to thank, my lovely band here. I want to thank all my guests. We're going to go to a quick music video, and when we come back, we're going to have a performance from Peach Ring. I'm so psyched. They've been hanging with us all day, being very patient. So when we get back from this music video, we'll have Peach Ring for you. So here's some Rictus Grin. DIY the show. We're right about at the end. I want to give time for Peach Ring. So everybody give it up for Peach Ring. They're going to play some songs for us.
Thank you to DIY for having us on the show. Very excited.
you so much.
Hey everybody, so thank you all again for watching DIY. I want to give a thanks to all my guests. I want to give a thanks to Dave, Al, Travis, Liss. I want to thank Maggie for her art. I want to thank all the crew again. Thank you to Petrie again, everybody. Let's hear it again, nice and loud. All right, well, y'all have been watching DIY. We'll be back next Saturday. We're talking about skateboarding. So, Sonny Jim, you want to send us out?
You guys clap like a bunch of fucking white people.